Hello, and thanks for joining this Help New Mexico CAP60 training. Today we will be covering National Performance Indicators Session, Part 1. Let's do a short overview of our training goals. By the end of this training, we are hoping that we answer the following questions. What are National Performance Indicators? Why are National Performance Indicators important? How do we put National Performance Indicators into a client's case? What National Performance Indicators are there and how do we use them? This is an overview of the questions we hope to answer throughout this training. So what are National Performance Indicators? To CSBG, National Performance Indicators, or NPIs, measure the impact of CSBG network programs and activities on families and communities. To Help New Mexico, National Performance Indicators are used within the CAP60 database to determine what outcomes our clients reached as a result of the services we provided to help them reach their goals. In order to properly generate our annual NASCAS report, NPIs must be entered for every household. Why are NPIs so important? CSBG utilizes this information to measure Help New Mexico's performance. The CAP60 data entry helps to generate our annual NASCAS report. NPIs help us to measure our client outcomes and also helps us to ensure that we maintain CSBG funding. Some things to remember throughout this training. Goals are NPIs in CAP60. All NPIs are specific to each program based on the participants' outcomes. NPIs are required for NASCAS reporting. It is mandatory that each case include at least 2 to 6 NPIs. Always ask a supervisor if you do not understand NPI entry options. Add new NPI entries at intake, exit, and follow-up for every client. Let's add program goals to the case. When I say goals, I'm referencing National Performance Indicators. These aid us in determining what outcomes resulted from the methods we utilize to assist the client in reaching their goals. There are 2 types of goals that can be added into CAP60. Program goals are national performance indicators that affect the entire household, like providing rental or utility assistance. Family goals are specific to each household member and are added separately. An example of family goal could be employment assistance for a specific household member. To add program goals, it is required that employees go through the case information screen. There is a program goal option that is listed in the menu located on the left-hand side of the screen. This should only be used to view goals that have already been added through the case information screen. You can start by selecting the case information option located in the menu on the left-hand side of the screen. This will bring you to the case information page. Select the case number, and it will give you access to the case summary. Scroll down until you reach the goals section. You can add a new goal by selecting the Add Goal option, or edit a goal that has already been entered by selecting the green pen on the left. Once you've reached the Add Goal screen, you'll notice that the head of household member information is listed at the top. You can start by putting in the date that services were provided. Then include the program year. Remember, you must include the correct program year to get the full list of national performance indicators. The goal type is always going to be case, and the Applies To option is always going to be the head of household member because we're putting in program goals. Include the need that you assisted the client with. Then scroll through the list of NPIs and select the options that best fit the client outcomes. Each case should at least contain 2 goals. If it does not, make sure you take a second look to ensure that you have reviewed all of the options. If you are still unable to identify more, contact a supervisor for assistance. Once you've selected the associated NPIs, you can continue to the next option. Specify other goal is something that we're going to leave blank. If we want to include more goals, we'll do it by adding a goal through the case information screen. You can continue to include details about the services that you provided to the client. The details section is not required. However, remember our CAP60 model. The more information you include about the client, the better, especially if another Help New Mexico representative is assisting the client in the future. Once you have included all of the information, you're going to put in the achievement date. If you did not achieve this goal, then you're going to select the attempted box. Remember, if you select the attempted box, you'll need to revisit this case and include an achievement date as soon as the goal has been reached. Don't forget to save your input. You'll notice that all of your goals that you add will be listed here in the goals section on the case summary screen. Now let's add family goals into the case. Remember, family goals are specific to each individual family member and should be entered using the Family Goal option located in the menu on the left-hand side of the page. Once you go into the goal screen, you'll see that all the goals have been listed. These were added through the case screen. To add family goals, hit Add, and it will bring you into the Add Goals. Start by putting in the date, and then select 2016 for fiscal year 16-17. The goal type will now be Family Member, and you're going to select the specific family member this goal applies to. In this case, it's Mary Brooks, and her need is employment. Scroll through the goals list to see what goals apply. Remember, most households have at least 2 to 6 goals listed. Once that is selected, you can skip the Specify Other Goal option. If we want to include more goals, we'll add another goal. Fill in whatever details you want to provide. These are not required, but remember, they're always helpful if another Help New Mexico representative is assisting your client. Now we're going to include the achievement date if we feel we've achieved this goal. If not, we're going to select the attempted box. I feel that we've achieved this goal because we potentially got the client employment. Once you've input all the information, you can select Save and New to add a new goal or Save to save your entry. Remember, all goals must include an achievement date once the goal has been completed. If you have selected the attempted option in any of your goals, you will have to revisit that case and include an achievement date once the goal has reached completion. If you have any questions about this, please contact your supervisor at your earliest convenience. There are 6 goals indicated for CSBG funded programs. Goal 1, low-income people become more self-sufficient. Goal 2, the conditions in which low-income people live are improved. Goal 3, low-income people own a stake in their community. Goal 4, partnerships among supporters and providers of services to low-income people are achieved. Goal 5, agencies increase their capacity to achieve results. Goal 6, low-income people, especially vulnerable populations, achieve their potential by strengthening family and other supportive systems. Each of these goals has a specific subset of NPI outcomes that you will be using to verify that these goals are being met through our programs. Here is a list of outcome areas that define the national performance indicators that you will be submitting into CAP60. 1.1, employment. 1.2, employment supports. 1.3, economic asset enhancement and utilization. 2.1, community improvement and revitalization. 2.2, community quality of life and assets. 2.3, community engagement. 2.4, employment growth from Recovery Act funds. 3.1, civic investment. 3.2, community empowerment through maximum feasible participation. 4.1, expanding opportunities through community-wide partnerships. 5.1, agency development. 6.1, independent living. 6.2, emergency assistance. 6.3, child and family development. And 6.4, family supports. This includes seniors, disabled, and caregivers. 6.5, service counts.